Salute, pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone bow your heads. Lord, we thank you for allowing us to be here today. We ask that you continue to give us guidance and wisdom to make the decisions for the betterment of our community. Amen.
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 All right. With that, I'm going to seek for approval of agenda. Any changes, sir?
No changes, Mayor.
All right, no changes. Any approval of the agenda, please?
I'll make a motion.
No second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Espinoza, a second by Councilmember Olvera. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Given.
Yes. At this time, we're going to move into public comment. Public comment is for any person to speak on any item included on the agenda or any matter within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city council. Speakers are invited to speak from the podium and address the city council. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes unless additional time is needed for translation. Please state your name and address for the record before making your presentation. Public comment time is open. Seeing none, anything online? Seeing none, hearing none. Public comment time is closed. With that said, we're going to do a little shift for our council announcements and reports. If you guys don't mind, I'll start us off on this one. So what we want to do tonight is we do want to just say congratulations to Gabriel. This is his last city council meeting as a city manager. And we do have a little resolution that we want to at least read tonight. This is going to be read for your retirement luncheon and address it that way, but we wanted to take this moment to do that. So I hope that's okay. We're sabotaging the meeting for a quick second, but we're going to do it under council announcements and reports if you guys don't mind. So Yasmin, I'm going to head up to the front and grab that. See, because if we tell you, you won't like it. That's not how the game works, right? Huh?
You're right. Take it off.
Yeah, good job. You did good. Proud of you. You actually have the video. Yeah.
There you go. Right in the middle.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, whereas on September 27th, 2024 is coming up, Gabriel Gonzalez will retire from the city of Shafter after 5 years of dedicated service to the city and over 27 years dedicated to local government, including 2 decades as a city manager. And whereas after serving as a member of the United States Air Force and a first-generation college graduate, Gabriel began his career in local government in 1995 as an accounts clerk with the city of Arvin and quickly advanced to the role of finance director. He was appointed city manager of Mendota in 2004, was appointed city manager of Roanoke Park in 2010. He was awarded the prestigious Spencer Forney Good Government Award by the Sonoma County Taxpayers Association and becoming the first and only city manager to receive this honor since its inception in 2014. He accepted the position of assistant city manager for El Monte, and whereas in 2016, Gabriel was appointed city manager of Gilroy, where he implemented strategic initiatives to enhance the customer service experience for residents. His leadership was especially evident during the tragic 2019 Garlic Festival shooting, where he guided the community with strength and resilience, driven by a desire to return to serving a small community. And whereas Gabriel's service with the city of Shafter began when he was appointed in March of 2020, man, you just have half. Where he guided the city through the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic and a ransomware attack. He undertook a significant organizational restructuring focusing on succession planning and collaborated with the city council to develop a strategic plan aimed at realizing the city's long-term vision for the community. And whereas the city's elected representatives now properly give well-deserved recognition and appreciation for Gabriel's personal and professional involvement resulting in the betterment of the community of Shafter. And whereas it is appropriate to give thanks to Gabriel for his continued dedication to the city management profession and his intention to stay involved in local government by assisting in the development of the next generation of leaders. And therefore, on this 27th day of September 2024, the City Council of the City of Shafter does hereby officially recognize and commend Gabriel A. Gonzalez for his years of public service with the City of Shafter and wish him luck on his new journey and spending time with his grandkids. Congratulations. Ready? We have to hold on to this for right now. So just want to say that. And then we'll do a picture with everybody. You can hold it. We'll give it back. Make sure I'm saying, hey. Huh? I still right. See, that's how the game works. Yeah.
Thank you. You didn't even say.
Oh, see, I told you. I'm sorry. Oh.
We do it twice. We do it twice. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
Like your wife, you get paid, wife takes it.
It's gone, it's gone.
Do you have the offer letter from the first time you were city manager? You should find that and yeah, hold on to that. Because you kind of got a bookend on that moment, you know what I mean? That's kind of a cool thing to be a part of. Congratulations on 27 years of government service. Thank you again for your service in the Air Force. I saw you over here. I saw that. I'm not gonna say that you promoted Air Force more than the others. I wouldn't say that, but he did. And so just thank you for the time that you've spent here and the work that you've done. Though some may not see and understand everything that happened, you spent a lot of time trying to get through some pretty hard times for us. So thank you very, very much. Council?
No, I just want to say thank you, Gabriel, for your hard work. And I think your experience came in handy in times that we, in here in shelter, we've gone through a lot of stuff. We went through a lot of stuff, a lot of challenges. And someone were mentioned, and I think your experience, that's what helped us get through. And I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. And I think today we're a lot better off than we were. And it's good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we wish you well in your future endeavors. I know you're consulting with other cities. Should be rewarding to you as well as to them.
Yeah, thank you for your service, sir. I think, like, I echo what everybody says. I think we're in a better spot, than we were before. And, you hit the ground running, as the proclamation said, as far as COVID and different challenges that have affected our city. But I think, the action, what we've done and the action seen around the city goes to show the work that's been done under your leadership. But thank you very much.
Gabriel, thank you for your service and dedication. Thank you for the work you did for the city of Shafter. Thank you for taking the time to explain things to me. Sometimes I ask a lot of questions and follow up and stuff like that. You were always thorough and always had the answer, or you get right back to me. So I appreciate that. I'd like to say good luck in your future endeavors. And we used to get together on Mondays for lunch, but anytime you're around on Monday, you just let me know and I'll save the 11:30 time slot for you. Thank you.
I just want to know, is he a quarterback?
So, yeah, look at you. Off in retirement land. You're gonna have fun, aren't you?
Well, I still have to get through tonight's meeting.
Yeah, you do. I want to make sure I heard that. That's
If
what I
I
was
can't
curious about.
reserve any comments till the end.
So I
sir.
want to be clear. You have approximately 10 days, sir. You are still not on retirement
No,
mode
not-
yet. You got to get past that moment. All right.
Exactly. Thank you.
So again, we want to say thank you. Surprise, surprise. And if you have a chance, council, if you can make it out to the luncheon, please do so.
Thank you.
Now with that, council announcements and reports. Anyone have anything else to offer up? I think I went that way. So this way, Mr. Espinoza.
Yeah, just a second. Let me pull this up. Okay, I attended the last First Friday on the 6th, and it was a good time. There was a lot of people there, and I got a lot of good positive feedback from the First Fridays. Everybody seemed to like them. I believe it was Tuesday was Happy National Police Women's Day. And I'd just like to say thank you to all the female police officers, and I'd like to recognize them on their day. On Thursday, the 12th, I attended the Kern EDC annual dinner, and that was a fun evening. A lot of people, a lot of participation that night. And then on Friday, the 13th, my phone pinged and I was available, so I stopped by the senior center, and they were recognizing their enhanced fitness story.
Oh, yeah.
and that was put on by the Shafter Recreation and Parks District. And it was a fun get together. They were explaining all the different things, and they had some testimonials on how the senior center has been beneficial for them. And they were telling stories about not being very active, and then they get there and they start working with the workout class and working with different people on being able to work on whatever it is that's ailing them, maybe some stiffness and stuff like that. So they were saying that it's helped them and it's benefited them. And then some of the other ones were saying that they travel all the way from Wasco to attend the senior classes here at the senior center. And they were just saying that one gentleman mentioned that he thought his memory was fading. He goes, and then he started attending. He goes, and there's 44 people that are attending there. He goes, then he really had to brush the dust off to memorize everyone's names. So he said it really helped his memory, and it was a good positive event, and I'm glad I attended that. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Rivera?
All right, just want to invite the public. We have the Veterans Park rededication this Saturday, September 21st at 9 a.m. Veterans Park. If the public was welcome to come out, I think it'd be a nice rededication. We'll have some service members there to with the different military branches to put some flags up. We also have the Lions Club has a retired flag project that we're working on. We purchased a bin that's been placed at the Shafter Library and Learning Center to drop off retired flags that are no longer in use. So we'll be there Saturday, September 21st at 10 a.m. after the rededication. If the public's welcome to come and see this, I think it's a good thing. I don't think that very many of these bins exist. And I think there's a lot of people that are storing them. From what we gather and the information we're getting, there's quite a few coming. So that'll be a good project to move on with. And then we have the meet and greet of the new city manager, Monday, September 30th at 5 p.m. here at City Hall. So welcome the public to come and see our future city manager, meet him, and just kind of get to know who he is. That's all I have. Thank you.
Councilmember Alvarado?
I have nothing to report after all that.
Stole it all, huh?
We'll always start that side now. Now, no, I mean, I was there, I attended the last first Friday. It was a little warm that day, but it was good.
Oh,
It was a
little.
good turnout. The heat didn't stop, the people, and they came out, and, I had a great time at the first Friday. Matter of fact, there were some folks who were saying, even though it was so warm, people were happy, but they were suggesting, can we extend that or restart it like in fall time? Or more people come out more, because a lot of people are discouraged because it was hot, they look at the calendar, over 100 something. And, so well, let me bring it up and see what they think, and make something like, I don't know. Pick spring or fall, one of those, but it's something where the weather's a lot more enjoyable to come outside, so. Well, other than just, thing I've been pushing, it was the National Night Out, October 8th. Seem to be getting a lot of thread, and again, always thank you, Chief, for all your support and helping that, making it, seems, from what I see, it's gonna be very successful. Thank you, Chief. That's it.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, the thing that I wanted to say on this street fair, I waited till 6:30 before I got down there, and I noticed that people started to trickle in, and that's what I heard is let's start it even later. Now, I know you're going to be having a meeting with everyone downtown, and but coming from the public itself, it wasn't business people, to start at 6, because really once the sun went down, it wasn't so bad. You could stroll, and then some of them left and went over to the high school at 8 for the movie that they had outside. And it was fairly attended.
Yeah, we had a good turnout there,
Yeah,
too.
it was
Mhm.
really good there. So, yeah, to do it in the summer, you'd have to just do it later as the sun starts to go down. Otherwise, 5 o'clock, it was way too early, but if you started at 6, even, I think it would help. Okay, as I said, the football event, the movie at the football field really seemed to go well. When I drove by, even at 9 o'clock, it looked well attended. Okay, I did have on Monday, the 9th, I did have the AB 617. And what's interesting for that, it's been 5 years that we've been dealing with this. And staff even knows how we've been involved, and we are getting some funds sent over this way that will help. And So they're doing what they called, strategic planning, because some of the funds that haven't been used in some areas are gonna be shifted in other areas. And so we should be able to get some more money towards trees, and even in our farmers with the low dust nut harvesters. No money should go into that, because you can see how it does affect all of us in the air with all the dust that's around. But they really push a lot for road paving and sidewalks. So, yeah, and they are helping us in that area too. So there's another, vehicle replacement workshop that's coming up here at the end of this month, being held over at the, it just escapes me right now. The restaurant over here on Lerdo Highway. But you only get up to $20,000. And so it hasn't been as popular as they thought it would go, because it involves an awful lot of having to get plug-ins for your electric cars. But anyway, that one's moving along, and we'll hear more about it in this next month. The other one was a task force meeting, and that was interesting. The Colors event is being scheduled again this year for November the 20th to the 23rd. And they'll do the art display in the Vets Hall. Most of the other items will go on in the location of the Tin Cup. On December the 8th, the Mennonite Church last year had a Christmas event, and I missed that one because of my knee problems, but yeah, it was very well successfully attended, and they are hoping to do that event again, and it involves community that comes in and participates. Also, what was new to me is Catholic Charities is involved in helping out here with food giveaway, and it's with the Healthy Start. They do it every second Friday of the month. And then the fourth Thursday of the month is Jesus Saves does food giveaway with Cap K. Also, Christmas Store. Yeah, the Christmas Store is having their event for our children that come and buy toys at reduced price, and very successful. And is this the 5th year? 8th year already? See how they go fast, huh? Yeah, but it really has done well. And I thank the committee that's worked on that, and the families that have come have been very appreciative. That one's on December the 14th. So they can use donations of funds or toys. Also, the Healthy Start is wanting to do a college and career fair at the junior high. And they're asking us, and I'm looking at you, David, because they're asking us to set up a booth that promotes professions even in our own staff, and I don't know what we can get from our different staff to expose these kids to whatever else. I mean, we look at policemen. I mean, that's a good one too to put out, but we could have representatives and it runs from 9 to 12 on October the 25th. If you haven't heard about it, we can get some more information for it, but just to kind of get these children at a young age interested in what a possible career. Okay, the other one we did attend, I was with Pete, and we did attend the Kern Economic Development Annual Dinner event. Well attended. The group now has such a huge amount of members, business people that have joined the group and participate and promote so many projects. And I didn't bring a list with me to tell you, but they're hitting projects and promotion of events in so many areas with so many age groups, with kids as well as in adults. And so as much as we can be involved with them, and we are members of it, and I serve on the board representing our area. So it's a good event, and I thought it was well done. But that's all I have.
Okay, very good. With that, we have one other event that you'll see coming up, and we're trying to get as much promotion on it right now as we can, which is our Community Harvest Festival, October 30th. That'll be over on East Ash Avenue in front of the MCCF building. That is being ran by Lions Club, sponsored by Lions Club. The great thing about it is all the schools have connected into that, and you'll hear more about that here shortly. But mark your calendars, October 30th. We plan on this being a pretty large event, and just really excited about the connection that we're having with the community. With that said, I'm going to move on to our consent calendar items. Tonight on consent calendar, we have 13 items. Take a look at it because there also are a lot of events going on throughout town in the next couple weeks. Number one, approve general checks. Number two, approving payroll. Number three, we have a special event permit for the Congregational Bible Church of Shafter, which is a picnic and church service on October 13th at Mantle Park. Number four, another special event permit for St. Teresa's Catholic Church on the St. Teresa's Patrons Day. That is September 29th, 2024 at their church. Number five is the Tin Cup Coffee pop-up events at their facility on 1101 East Lerdo. They have 3 dates listed. The first one starting on the 21st, which is this Saturday. Number six is the, again, National Night Out sponsored by the Shafter Lions Club at Veterans Park on October 8th. And number seven is another special event permit for the Chamber of Commerce for the Glam Salon and Spa ribbon cutting, and that is September 26, 2024. So a lot going on throughout the community. Number eight is to authorize the finance director to sign a 3-year professional services agreement for auditing services to the Pun Group LLP. Number nine, approve the annual renewal of the Co-City data backup support contract in the amount of $16,165.09. Number 10, accept a cost proposal for purchasing 300 residential water meter assemblies from Badger Metering, totaling $116,206.45, as well as accepting 2 proposals for meter boxes and lids. Approve 1 proposal submitted by Core and Main for said meter boxes and lids valued at $11,465.03. Number 11, approve a proposal submitted by Current Asphalt Paving and Sealing Co. Incorporated in the amount of $14,995 for demolition of pile cleanup and diversion. Authorize the Public Works Director to award said amount up to $17,000. Number 12, adopt resolution 2987, adopting a policy pursuant to the requirements of AB 548 relating to housing inspections. And last but not least, number 13, adopt resolution 2988, adopting a policy pursuant to the requirements of SB 296 relating to code enforcement officer safety standards. Questions, comments, or concerns? Otherwise, I'm looking for a motion and a second, please.
I move approve.
A second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Prout, a second by Councilmember Olvera. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yeah, yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Givens.
Yes, moving on, we have one item tonight on our public hearings. Item number one is the approval of extension of time for tentative track map number 6704. I'm going to say, Mr. Gonzalez.
Sorry, Mayor and Council, this item will be presented by our planning manager, Steve Esselman. It's coming to you with a recommendation from the planning commission. Steve?
Yes, Honorable Mayor and Council, this item is extension of time for a tentative track map 6704, which is located in the northeast corner of North Beach and Fresno Avenue in the northeastern, just outside of the core, northeast, just outside of the core. It consists of 40 acres and 102 single-family lots on a state-sized property, so the larger lots. So the square footage of the lots kind of is between 10,000. Oh, there it is. There we go. 10,000 and 15,000 square foot lots, and the land is currently vacant. Here. Can we go to the next slide? Thank you. The map was originally approved in 2006. There have been a number of state legislature extensions that were placed on this map, and the council in the past has actually extended the map one time. Currently, the map will expire in March of 2025, and there is one more extension that can be allowed for this map, this extension tonight, if you so choose to approve it. The applicant is requesting a 2-year extension of time to apply for and record the final map. And with that, staff recommends that you conduct a public hearing and adopt resolution number 2986, approving a 2-year extension of time per Government Code 66452 6-E for tentative track map number 6704 to expire on March 7th, 2027, and still subject to the conditions of approval that were approved in 2006. And with that, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing, so at this time, we are opening up for any public comments for said item. Okay. Seeing none, we're going to go ahead and close public comment time on said item. Council, any questions, comments, or concerns? If none, I'm looking for a motion in a second, please.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Olvera, second by Councilmember Espinoza. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Givens.
Yes, very good. With that, tonight, we have 5 items on our management report to discuss. We will start with item number 1 is the approval of the CIP item budget amendment in the amount of $340,000 to allocate appropriations for the IT server upgrade. Sir.
Sorry, Mayor and Council, this item is not necessarily a new item because it was presented to you as part of the budget process that we just undertook. However, when the IT department went out to bid, there was an increase in price, and this evening, our IT manager, Johnny Rubio, will make the presentation. Johnny?
Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. This evening, I'm seeking your approval of the CIP item budget amendment in the amount of $340,000 to allocate appropriations towards the IT server upgrade project. The $200,000, the one-time payment that was originally approved for this project will cover the upgrade and decommissioning of the old server and equipment. The reason for the additional $140,000 is to establish redundancy in the event of a catastrophic failure in our data center. Without redundancy, the organization is vulnerable to unreasonable downtime in the event of a catastrophic event that renders a server equipment or our primary data center offline. It will enable, essentially, the additional $140,000 that we're seeking is, in essence, insurance. It will enable our team to easily redirect services to our secondary data center, in which we can keep downtime to a minimum. Historically, we've always had a redundancy option in place, and just up until recently, the manufacturer has refused to supply us with a support contract on our secondary server equipment due to the age of equipment, and that's the reason why we're performing the upgrade. So at this time, I'm available for any questions that you may have.
Okay, council, any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, if hearing none, I need a motion in a second on the table, please.
Awesome.
A second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Prout, a second by Councilmember Espinoza. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Givens.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Number 2, the discussion and direction for the Friends of the Library sculpture donation. Sir.
Sir, Mayor and Council, as you know, the city has had a really good, strong partnership with the Friends of the Library, and in that continued partnership, there's a proposed project this evening of which David Franz, our Community Services Director, will make the presentation. David?
It is 50.
You know what it is? Part of a branch.
I thought it was Baines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honorable Mayor, members of the Shafter
Yeah,
City
it is
Council.
heavy for one piece.
The item I'm presenting today is for your discussion and input. This is regarding a proposed donation by the Friends of the Shafter Library to the Shafter Library and Learning Center of a sculpture that's designed by an artist and metalworker, Joy Fire. This is a project that I think the early seeds of it actually grew out of the Dia de los Muertos event, and our local artist, Nancy Becerra, if you remember, formed a tree that was a tree of memory where people could put the names or a message to someone that they'd lost. And I think that started a conversation and a kind of imagining what a sculpture in the front of the Library and Learning Center could be. And the Friends found an artist who's a really good fit for the project, and they've worked with her over the course of about 6 months to work on this design, which is 9 feet tall and 8 feet in diameter. It's quite substantial. It's 1,100 pounds expected to be at full construction. The proposal is for the Friends of the Library to pay for the sculpture as well as the delivery, and for the city to cover the cost of installation and then maintaining the sculpture. The current site of the sculpture is a more traditional street lamp, and this sculpture would incorporate lighting elements. So it would kind of add to the magical feel of the sculpture as well as providing some light. So this item is I should say the cost of installation is not expected to exceed what we could handle within the budget of the Community Services Department dedicated to the Library and Learning Center. We have an engineer who's working on making sure that it's secure, and he's charging us far below the market rate in order to do that. But he's very good, and will make sure that the sculpture doesn't fall over. So that's obviously very important. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions. Katie Wiebe is also here on behalf of the Friends of the Library, and she's also willing to answer questions.
Very good, thank you. Folks, this is item for discussion and direction, so please, if you have questions, comments in regards to it, please make sure you state that now.
Can you put up that picture? I know we had it in our,
This one?
yeah. Can you put that up on screen? Or we don't have it?
I mean, I have it here.
Yeah, it's in
Okay.
the agenda packet.
Yeah, okay, so
Is your
it's,
speaker on?
yeah, it's on. Speaker's on.
Is
There
it
you go.
on?
Yeah, it's on. So where would you plan to put this at? Dave, is it gonna be part of the new construction in the back towards the fire trucks?
No, it's actually at the front on the south side where the double doors are. So when you walk up to,
In
and
the front, okay.
yeah, it used to, there is, and if you look at that drawing, it has it lightly outlined the image of the existing street lamp, which you might not have noticed. It's not particularly
Mhm.
prominent, but when you walk up to the double doors, it's there on your left.
Oh, there it is. All right, thank you.
Look at you go, Yasmina.
That's, looks very unique. Looks like something you see in Disneyland, you know? But, I was just wondering the idea where you're planning to put it. You think, for vandalism, you think that's a target for vandalism in the front?
I mean, certainly there's
Just
potential.
because it's very unique, right? And it
Mhm.
stands out, and especially those light bulbs. That's why I was just wondering, I didn't know if you were planning to put it in the back of where you had the drawings. Last time you showed us the new site in the back with the
Right,
bikes
right.
and stuff like that. I think that would probably fit more with that landscape than in the front by itself.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Any other comments, council?
Yeah, is there an estimate as far as like the installation of it and that type of thing? I mean, any idea what that
So,
cost
so
would
the
be?
engineering cost is estimated to be about $1,000.
Okay.
And then the installation, we're gonna get construction drawings and we'll be able to, have a better idea once we have those drawings and we can go to contractors. I mean, my expectation, just conversations was, you're talking about pouring concrete, and you're talking about some steel, and you're talking about, fixing them together. You guys would have as good of an idea as I do, but I've heard numbers around $5,000.
Okay,
Sounds about right.
that's all.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Mike.
I think we always are concerned about vandalism, but I don't think it's ever stopped us from doing something. I can't imagine them actually, I mean, I guess they could throw something at it, but even if they broke one of the light fixtures, couldn't it be replaced?
It could, and we're actually planning to have some extras
Available?
at construction, so we're ready for
Yeah,
whether it's damage of any kind.
yeah,
I think the other point I would make regarding vandalism is we do have cameras there. It is a well-lit area.
Mhm.
It's always a concern, and it's even kind of sad to think about.
yeah,
But it is something we have to think about. So
yeah. Well, I would never say no just because if somebody might do it, but I like it. I think it's exciting. And I thank you for even bringing forward an idea to do something that's a little different. And I think after we add all of the work in the back with the chess club and the seated area and all this, it's going to be fun for families to go and participate. So I like it.
For the record, I'm not saying no. I
No.
was just giving an opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions, comments? If none, very nice, very nice. Are you doing the welding?
She'll be
No.
up there, huh? You could help. We could all help. Huh? Yeah.
It's a really neat, if you get a chance to just pick up a piece, that's kind of a neat little field there. So, very nice, sir.
So how long do we have to wait if we approve tonight? How long do we wait before it even see something?
Well, it's difficult to say. The
Yeah.
project has moved at I wouldn't say a leisurely pace, but the artist has a lot going on in her life. She's expecting another child. And she told us when we started this process, she said, I would love to do this. I think I would do a great job, but if your timeline is short, I'm not your person. So it's probably going to, take a few months. For sure.
Well, if it's just a few months, we can live with that.
Well, few might be generous. I mean, it might be generous.
Yeah.
Would agree with you.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Again, that is just for discussion and direction. Feeling good there? Got everything you need, Mr. Prince?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Item number 3 is the approval of a general fund budget appropriation of $500,000 to the Capital Improvement Program project number PK 00009 for completing a second phase of improvements at the Shafter Skate Park. Sir.
Sorry, Mayor and Council, this is coming back to you from the prior meeting in which we presented to you conceptually some additional work for the proposed skate park. And this item and the item number 4, which is another proposed CIP project, both presentations will be by our Public Works Director, Michael James. Mike?
Yes, Honorable Mayor, members of the Shaft City Council, improvements funded through a Clean California grant at our local community skate park have essentially wrapped up. This past summer, as you may recall, the council dedicated new equipment and additional amenities are also being planned, including we hope the electrical service activated for the lighting, the site lighting, and we hope to also install a shade umbrella by next month as well. So we've essentially fulfilled the scope of work approved through the Clean California project. And now we're working on plans for a second phase of improvements to further enhance the skate park experience for users and minimize the site's impact on neighboring parcels, notably the Shafter Youth Center. So future improvements, as the city manager mentioned, were discussed with the council last month, I believe. And based on the feedback provided by the council, staff developed a short-term and long-term objectives for this second phase. The short-term objectives include designing the restroom and parking lot, and then also installing barriers to preferably prevent, at least minimize, use of the youth center parking lot and neighboring vacant lot for skate park access. So this short-term objective work is valued at approximately $100,000, and if it were to be authorized tonight, we anticipate it would be completed within 6 to 9 months. The long-term objectives are basically constructing the restroom and parking lot for an additional $400,000. So combined, we have $500,000 estimated for phase 2, and none of this is funded at the moment. So the staff's report recommendation is to approve the full amount of funding for the project so we can commence the work. Now, without grant options, the most feasible source of funding would be a general fund appropriation. As an alternative, the council can limit the funding of $100,000, the appropriation of $100,000, just to focus on the short-term objectives, and then we can revisit the construction of the restroom and parking lot when we do the next budget cycle. So either way, once funding is approved, Public Works will come back at future meetings to have the council approve expenditures or contract awards. We're likely to have a consulting engineer perform the design work, and then the installation of barriers will likely consist of fencing, maybe landscape boulders. But either way, we'll make sure that emergency responders have access to the site. So with that, staff requests budget appropriation to the existing CIP project to commence phase 2. And I'd be happy to respond to any questions or thoughts.
Okay. Very good. Council, questions, comments, or concerns? And for clarification, council, the conversation at hand is for the budget appropriation of the $500,000.
Yes.
Do it now and not wait till the next cycle?
Yeah, just based on the reading, we'll start there. If for some reason anyone in council feels like we want to do a lesser, then state that, but we'll have the conversation first to talk about the $500,000 and move from there.
Yes.
Questions, comments, or concerns first? Let me just make sure I ask that question.
Well, and I'm not even sure you're gonna be ready to do the restroom until almost at the end of this cycle, huh?
Correct. At the time it takes to procure an engineer,
Right.
perform the engineering work and bidding, yeah, will likely be, into, late spring, I anticipate.
You know, we see it every year at the league. They sell those self-cleaning restrooms, kind of give you a X amount of time limit and push you out, self-clean. Might be something to look into. Cleaning is always a concern and an issue. Vandalism's a concern, an issue, having something along those lines. I don't know.
Well, in fact, I was at the American Public Works Association conference last week and we saw a demonstration of one of those type of units. And I hope to actually visit one down south, a prototype.
Nice.
So that we are aware of that technology.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool features with it.
They can't break into it as well either.
Correct. It's, the user has a certain amount of time and is forewarned that the cleaning cycle is coming. And then once the cleaning cycle starts, it's locked and access is limited, prevented.
Yeah.
Well, there
You can only
should be a
imagine
lot
what
of
would happen.
activity in that area, so I mean, we should be able to keep it down to a minimum if we make them aware of watching it. Extra eyes.
Yeah, we'll certainly present cost scenarios for that kind of technology when we come back to you.
Good, good.
So 5,000?
So, yeah, I guess
Five
then,
hundred.
then I'll say this, the motion on the table would be, if anyone wants a motion, would be for the 500,000 as a general fund budget appropriation, just to take care of everything now. So let's start there if there's a motion for that.
I'll make the motion.
A second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Alvarado, a second by Councilmember Olvera for the $500,000 of the budget appropriation for said project. Roll call?
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes,
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Givens.
Yes. I apologize, my pin didn't work. Now my pin works. All right. Item number 4 is the approval of letter of support and funding commitment for the multi-agency grade separation grant application.
Yes.
Sir?
Honorable Mayor, members of the Shaft City Council, Public Works was made aware of a grant opportunity through the Federal Railroad Association, or FRA, to fund grade separations at existing at-grade rail crossings. In fact, there's an effort underway to have the county act as a grant applicant to request funding to design and construct 2 separate grade separations at the BNSF Railway. One at Renfro Road near Frontier High School, and then one at Cherry Avenue inside city limits. So the grant application would be a multi-agency collaboration with BNSF. It's actually being prepared by a consultant that's funded by BNSF. And the public agencies that would be listed as what we're calling sub-recipients would be Bakersfield being the sub-recipient for the Renfro crossing, and Shafter, the sub-recipient for the Cherry crossing. So separate cost estimates have been prepared for each grade separation project that have a 20% local grant funding match built into them. The Renfro crossing is 40 million, with 8 million of that being local. And then the Cherry crossing is valued at 44 million, with 8.8 of that being local. So Shafter's focus would be obviously on the Cherry crossing, and it's completely within the city's jurisdiction. It's built as a rural roadway right now, but it sees a significant amount of traffic, including commercial trucks, as we've seen firsthand. It has a significant, but it's important to point out, it has a significant regional traffic circulation potential, not just for Shafter, but also further south to Bakersfield. The alignment it's being viewed as an alternative to the West Beltway project, which was originally planned to be the north-south link between Highway 99 and Highway 119 to the south. But it turns out further south of 7th Standard Road, they haven't exactly been making accommodations for a Beltway construction. And Cherry is viewed as kind of the path of least resistance to make that roadway link happen. So at this time, the local match for Cherry includes 1 million from the county and 1 million for BNSF Railway. So subtract that from the $8.8 million in local funding, that leaves a $6.8 million balance for presumably the city to assume. So similar to a funding partnership that the council approved for a roundabout project at Highway 43 and 7 Standard Road, we have a willing private partner in the Wonderful Company. That particular strategy consists of the Wonderful fronting Shafter shares of the cost and being reimbursed through traffic impact fee credits. That type of arrangement hasn't been discussed for this particular project. Rather, Shafter's share of the 6.8 million would be 3 million, and the balance of 3.8 million, Wonderful has agreed to fund. So to proceed with the grant application, which is due next week, project partners have asked for a letter of support and funding commitment from all the beneficiaries, including Shafter. So the 6.8 million, so the 6.8 million further should be represented by a public agency. They would prefer that this Shafter represent that 6.8 million in the grant application. And there are adequate traffic impact fee proceeds to cover the city's net cost of this project. But it's important to point out that this funding would not likely be needed for at least a few years, even if it was awarded today. As you can imagine, there's a bit of a process to get a funding agreement, even if you're issued an award. But it's an important, so it is a significant funding commitment that we're asking for tonight. But without a grant and private partners, a $3 million investment could ultimately be a $44 million responsibility that will only continue to get more expensive as time progresses. So the project itself will enhance safe and efficient traffic flow along Cherry Avenue. And with that, that should lead to economic and quality of life benefits for current and future residents. So with that, I'd be happy to respond to questions or comments.
Just a quick comment, Mayor, Council, for clarification, the funding agreement you previously approved was between the county and the city of Bakersfield, not with a private company.
Correct. Cherry's getting worse and worse for traffic. I'm sure
Well,
you know
safety-
that
well,
from a safety
safety,
perspective.
yeah.
Yeah, and we're starting to see a lot of heavy trucks leave the backside of the logistics park and using Cherry quite a bit. So something needs to be done sooner rather than later. I'm glad this is the route we're taking.
And just to be clear, this would be a flyover Cherry over the rail.
Is the alignment changed at all? Did you see any plans on that?
The alignment for Cherry?
Huh?
No, not that I'm aware of.
So it'll still have that same angle, huh?
Yeah, and the reason why this particular Cherry is slightly more expensive than Renfro is because there's a little bit of a longer approach to make that crossing at the ideal angle. So there's a little bit more of a work to make that happen.
So will it have a signal too?
Wouldn't really be a need for a signal. It's you're going to have that clean separation between the rail and the cars going over it. So it's kind of a win-win. You have the safety angle and you have the efficiency where
I see.
cars don't have to stop.
Okay, all right, good.
Any questions, comments, or concerns? Otherwise, looking for a motion in a second, please.
So move.
A second.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Prout, a second by Councilmember Olvera. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Yes.
Prout,
Yes.
Olvera,
Yes.
Espinoza,
Yes.
and Gibbon.
Yes, last on our management report items, this will be a fun one. The discussion to utilize the former modified community correctional facility, or MCCF as we know it, for recreational activities open to the community. Sir.
Sorry, Mayor and Council, as you know, there's been previous discussions of how do we repurpose the former MCCF facility. And one of the areas that we've discussed, as a matter of fact, we are currently doing an RFQ, a request for qualifications for a consulting firm to conduct a feasibility study of the former site. It's for recreational activities, whether it's indoor soccer, pickleball, or even, we've talked about like escape rooms, haunted houses, and I think we're presented with a very unique opportunity right now that there's a group of organizations, local organizations, interested in utilizing the facility for such purpose. Now, the reason this is before you is because we've not had a discussion in terms of council saying, yes, let's utilize the MCCF facility for said recreational purposes or amenities. This is not, you're not approving the event permit, you're not approving insurance or what actually is going to take place. It's just really more at a policy level. Do we want to utilize the facility for community purposes? And so with your approval tonight, if that's the direction you wish to go, then obviously there'll be additional discussion between the city and the organization, event coordinators and whoever else is planning the haunted house to look at what's all of that's involved, look at risk factors, organization of closing of Ash if necessary, where the trunk or treat's going to go. I believe that it's being talked about, some food vendors. And so all of those details and logistics still need to be worked out, but that's not the item tonight. Tonight's just simply at a policy level. Because we've not opened up the MCCF for such events, are you open to that? And if so, then we can notify the event or proposed organizers and groups and say, yeah, let's move forward with it. But I think it really presents a unique opportunity to kind of test the waters, if you will. And I think it's ideal location for it. I can tell you that it's clean. We've removed all the bunks, all the lockers. It's been sanitized through and through. There's very little equipment or anything there of any hazard. So we'll ensure that anything that is planned for it obviously meets any safety requirements and whatnot, and minimize that exposure to the event organizers and to the city, of course. So I'm available for any questions for that.
I know, so the group you're talking about is the local high school. It was a conversation that ultimately council, the local high school had a really unique comment, 15-year-old kids, by the way, of talking about how Shafter needs to be a little bit more unified and coming together. And pretty much called out how we do activities and events, this time of the year being one of them. Every service club does it on a different day. Every church does it on a different day. And they said, why can't we just be like one city and work together? And so this was the thought pattern of that, of this area in discussion. And so it did present a really nice opportunity. This is something where Shafter High School specifically is wanting to run and operate that facility for said event. I think it's great. Let the kids have fun. Awesome community event, awesome connection to have it, and really does test the waters on what kind of use can we see out of this? Because you walk through there today and you kind of, without all the bunks and stuff in there, you kind of get a chance to see the openness that is available to you. Such a really, really great opportunity to test it, to see what's next, and then see where we can go. I think there's so many options that are available. Pickleball, indoor soccer, things like a haunted house, and you're doing a trunk or treat where we anticipate a few thousand people in that area. So this is kind of exciting to see and go through.
Yeah. Not to scare anybody, but supposedly it's already haunted.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay.
So they're ahead of the game.
They're ahead of the game. They're ahead of the game. It's what is the 5 acres?
It sits on 5 acres of land. The facility itself is approximately 85,000 square feet. Obviously, they're not going to use all 85.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's a very, very large facility. I think we owe it to ourselves to use it for something better than what was before. How about that? Say it like that. Any questions or comments, council?
I agree. I think it's a good opportunity. If anything, I mean, I think other ideas may come out of it, you know, to start doing. I mean, we're already looking into it, so why not start it now and just put it to work? So I'm for it as well.
I like the idea. Sounds good to me. It sounds like a fun night.
So it's on the agenda. We'll take a
You want a thumbs up or what do you want?
thumbs up.
You tell us what you want. We're there.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, you got a
For the
thumbs up.
record.
You got it.
You got all
All right.
five of us
Thank you.
saying,
You know me,
do this.
for the
Yeah.
record.
Yeah, for the record.
All
And
right. Thank you,
again,
Mayor.
I know you're looking at me crazy as an attorney. But that's okay. It is going to be a fantastic night. When you get, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys might know more than I do on this one. How long has it been since we've done a full-fledged PTA in the city? Right? The whole PTA carnival. It's been years, guys.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're starting to feel is where everyone's coming together in one place. All your schools have said, hey, let's get together and let's do something. Your organizational clubs are doing that. We're starting to see churches come along. That's really what it's about. Like the camaraderie between all the organizations, all the kids and the people, and your kids are the ones who are wanting to push this more. Kind of hard to say no against the kids.
People and the leadership that you need.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, the people are involved.
I just want to clarify that, as city manager mentioned, that this is a pilot program,
Correct.
right? Because anytime that you put a city facility into the rotation of possible, you know, renting or use by the public, then we've got to make sure that we've got policies in place, right, for how that rental occurs. This is going to be a one-time deal to benefit the city to figure out what we're going to do in the future. So just to clarify, we're not opening it up for additional uses. This is going to be a one-time thing as a pilot program.
100% understand and agree. All right, with that, you have your 5 thumbs up, sir. Very excited to see what comes out of this. With that, that is all of our management report items for the evening. City manager comments and reports.
Mayor, council, just want to say thank you, if I may. This is my official last city council meeting in my
It is.
27-year career, 20 as a city manager. I was trying to do the math, how many council meetings, study sessions I've attended over my city manager career. I lost track after 1,000, I think. But I can tell you, it's been very rewarding. I couldn't imagine having done anything else professionally, but I'm very happy to be finishing here in Shafter. I've enjoyed working with all 5 of you. Councilmember Alvarado, you were mayor when I got hired, and little did we know we were getting ourselves into with COVID and pandemics and everything else, and then ransomware and whatnot. And then here in the last 2 years, Mary Gibbons, you kind of lit a fire back under me and had me going to Vegas to ICSC and walking 30,000 steps in 2 days. I didn't think I'd be able to do that. And so I can tell you it's a young person's game at this point. And so I've really, truly enjoyed it. To the executive team, to all the staff. You have a great group of employees, a great group of directors and managers that go above and beyond. They're the backbone of this organization. The men and women of our police department, public works, planning, building, finance, everybody. They truly are the backbone of this organization. They love their jobs. They're committed to the organization. They believe in customer service. And without them, I'm not successful, and therefore I can't carry out your initiatives. But it's been truly a pleasure leaving here from Shafter after various cities. But truly, it's been an honor to serve you and the community. I've always used to say that I work for my city council, but I serve the community, and that's always been my focus. And I've truly enjoyed it. So as I wrap up my last and final city council meeting as an active CM, I'm sure I might do an interim gig here and there, but officially this is my last one, and it's been great. So thank you. And to
Congratulations
the
again.
community as well.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
That was it, huh? No other comments
That's it. No
before I
other
let you go.
comments, and no other department director comments.
Well, very good. This evening, we're going to be moving into recess for closed session. Well, so you're not officially done. You still got some items left here. We have 2 items left on the docket for our closed session. We'll be moving to recess for that. We have conference with legal counsel for an existing litigation, as well as conference with legal counsel for a significant exposure to litigation. With that said, I need a motion and a second to move into recess, please.
All motion.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Espinoza, second by Councilmember Olvera. All those in favor with aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Hearing none. Recess at 6:58 PM. Yes, ready? All right, welcome back from our closed session. I'm going to look to our city attorney to lead us out, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. As you mentioned, City Council recessed in closed session. All members were present. There were two items on the agenda. The first, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, the matter of the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration petitions of the City of Alameda et al., the Williams Sonoma cases. City Council heard presentation from special counsel, provided direction, and we have no reportable action. There was also a conference with legal counsel, significant exposure litigation, one potential case. City Council heard a presentation from counsel on that one, provided direction, and we have no reportable action. That concludes the report.
Okay, with that said, there's nothing else on the docket. Once again, now you are officially done in your city manager meetings, but not your duties. You got 10 days left. I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
I'll motion.
Second. Motion by Councilmember Espinoza, second by Councilmember Olvera. All those in favor with aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Hearing none, we are adjourned at 8:22 PM.